Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for those movie quotes that, good or bad, give us those chilly feels in our bones each and every time. And just a warning, some of these lines come at the end of movies, so this is your spoiler alert.
I see dead people.
Number 10, Always, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
The boy survives.
Doesn't need protection. The Dark Lord is gone.
The Dark Lord will return. And when he does, the boy will be in terrible danger.
The Harry Potter series has magic, good and evil, half-giants, elves, and weird candy. But in the end, everything comes down to love. The love Harry's parents had for Harry, the love he and his friends have for each other, and in a give us chills moment, the love Severus Snape had for Harry's mother Lily. Which is the reason, as we learn in the final film in the series, he protected Harry this whole time, when Dumbledore knowingly asks him,
Lily? After all this time?
One word is all Snape needs to say.
Always.
Number 9, It's Not Your Fault, Goodwill Hunting.
Come home hammered, looking to wail on somebody. So I'd provoke him so he wouldn't go after my mother and little brother.
Robin Williams' Dr. Sean Maguire and Matt Damon's Will Hunting have a number of amazing and powerful moments together in Goodwill Hunting. But maybe none hits harder than the scene near the end of the film when we learn that both Sean and Will suffered horrible physical abuse when they were younger. Sean opens up to Will about his dad's alcohol use disorder, and Will reveals that he suffered at the hands of his foster father. Sean tells him what happened isn't his fault, but Will remains closed off and emotionally distant, simply responding,
It's not your fault, all right? It's not your fault.
But Sean doesn't take I know for an answer, and keeps telling him over and over and over again until it finally sinks in. Number 8, My Name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, Gladiator.
How dare you show your back to me? Slave! Will you remove your helmet and tell me your name?
Gladiator is an epic tale of revenge. Maximus, a celebrated Roman general, is set to become the next emperor of Rome. That is, until the emperor's son, Commodus, kills the current emperor, his own father. When Maximus refuses to submit to him, Commodus commands that he and his family be killed. Maximus escapes, but can't save his family, setting him on a path that reaches a bone-chilling moment on the sand-covered floor of the Great Colosseum. Maximus has become a great gladiator, and following a masterful battle, Commodus asks the masked fighter to reveal himself.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions.
He does this with a quote that is powerful in its simplicity and unsettling in its forthcoming declaration of vengeance.
Husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance, in this life or the next.
Number 7, today we celebrate our Independence Day. Independence Day.
And you will once again be fighting for our freedom. Not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation.
Along with big special effect action sequences, many blockbusters have at least one big-time speech that brings the audience to their metaphorical feet. In 1996's Independence Day, that speech was the one given by Bill Pullman as President Thomas J. Whitmore, just prior to the massive aircraft battle against the invading alien ships. It's a rousing speech about freedom and humanity's need to come together, to fight as one against the threat of total annihilation.
We will be united in our common interest. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July.
It's a darn good speech, but it's that last line, a line that was added last minute by the way, that gets us every time.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Number 6, You Met Me at a Very Strange Time in My Life, Fight Club.
Leave her with me and get your stuff. I'll meet you downstairs.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
We know the rules. We aren't going to talk about Fight Club, but we are going to talk about the conclusion of the Fight Club movie. That's okay, right?
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
In the final scenes, the narrator, played by Edward Norton, comes to a big realization about who he is, who Tyler Durden is, and what the truth is about the past months of his life.
You created me. I didn't create some loser alter ego to make myself feel better. Take some responsibility.
I do. I am responsible for all of it, and I accept that. So please, I'm begging you, please call this off.
Then, as he and his girlfriend Marla watch the city explode around them, with buildings collapsing and Where Is My Mind by the Pixies playing, this perfect last line says nothing, and yet it says everything.
You met me at a very strange time in my life.
With your feet on the air,
Number 5. Long Live the King, The Lion King.
Oh, look, sire. The herd is on the move.
Mufasa, quick. Stampede in the gorge. Simba's down there.
Simba?
It's a moment fit for a Shakespearean play, which makes sense since The Lion King was inspired by the immortal bard's classic Hamlet. In The Lion King, like in Hamlet, the king's brother kills the king in order to ascend the throne. The wildebeest stampede is one of the most iconic scenes in the history of Disney animated films. But the moment we want to talk about comes at the end of it, when Mufasa, not knowing that Scar was the one that set the stampede in motion, asks his brother for help, and that's when it happens. Scar looks him in the eye and says,
Long live the king.
Before launching him to his demise. Number 4. If that plane leaves the ground and you're not with him, Casablanca.
Don't mind, you fill in the names. That'll make it even more official.
You think of everything, don't you?
And the names are Mr. and Mrs. Victor Laszlo.
But why my name, Richard?
Because you're getting on that plane.
Casablanca is replete with iconic moments. From gin joints to beautiful friendships, the film has lines that make us laugh, cry, smile, and of course give us chills. And when discussing the latter feelings, we have to mention Rick's speech to Ilsa at the end of the movie. You know, the one where he tells her to get on the plane with Victor.
Inside of us, we both know you belong with Victor. You're part of his work, the thing that keeps him going.
We know they love each other, and we know how hard it is for Rick to say what he's saying. But we also know it's what he has to do. Would you be able to do it? To say goodbye like that? We don't know. Would you?
Plane leaves the ground and you're not with him, you'll regret it. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon and for the rest of your life.
What about us?
Number 3, Carpe Diem, Dead Poets Society.
All right, then we'll start over. What is poetry?
Given that Latin hasn't been a major subject in most schools for a long time, why do we all know what Carpe Diem means? Well, for a whole generation, that knowledge can arguably be traced back to Dead Poets Society. In the film, Robin Williams doesn't just tell us what it means, he makes us feel it. Seize the day, grab the opportunity, make your life extraordinary. It's a sentiment that can't help but give goosebumps to those who hear it.
Mr. Keating, they made everybody sign it. You gotta believe me, it's true.
I do believe you, Tom.
Leave, Mr. Keating.
But it wasn't his fault.
And speaking of Dead Poets Society, let us not leave here without standing up on our desks and declaring an "Oh Captain, My Captain" to another chill-inducing line from the movie.
Oh Captain, my captain.
Mr. Overstreet, I warn you. Sit down. Sit down.
Number 2, I See Dead People, The Sixth Sense.
Dr. Crow, you haven't told bedtime stories before.
Not too many, no.
Well, you have to add some twists and stuff.
Sometimes when a movie has a big twist or a shocking surprise, the spine-tingling moments are diminished whenever you watch the movie again. But that isn't so much the case with The Sixth Sense. Instead, the iconic line still hits hard each and every time, just differently than it did the first time.
I see dead people.
In your dreams?
When you don't know the secret, then the moment Cole reveals his ability to Malcolm is alarming at face value. Come on, it's a kid that can see dead people. However, if you watch the movie again, knowing the big twist, then Cole's reveal takes on a whole other level of disturbing, given who he is revealing it to.
Just needed to do a couple things. needed to help someone.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Envy is my sin. 7.
I'm gonna open it.
When I said I admired you, I meant what I said.
In 1995, Seven, a film about a serial killer inspired by the 7 deadly sins, shocked audiences to the tune of over $320 million at the box office. In the crime thriller's climax, as John Doe brings Mills and Somerset somewhere far and isolated, neither they nor the audience have any idea about the horrific way the 2 final sins would be revealed.
Put the gun down.
I saw you with the box. What was in the box?
Because I envy your normal life.
Put the gun down, baby.
It seems that envy is my sin.
Oh, what's in the box?
Envy and wrath were the 2 remaining, and it is with John Doe's revelation that he is envy, and the actions he took because of it, that he turns Mills into wrath. Mission complete. Chills every time.
Ernest Hemingway once wrote, "The world is a fine place and worth fighting for." I agree with the second part.
Why don't you tell us about your chill-inducing lines? Let us know in the comments.
Yo, Adrian! I did it!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.